welcome to another review by Projects. I'm Psycho, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing the second part of the Crysis series, Crysis Warhead. Crysis Warhead is pretty much the same as its first part. It's a first-person shooter video game developed by Crytek and published by Electronic Arts and first released in September 2008. The second part is, well, Warhead is the second part of the first part in the trilogy that was released up to now. It's a completely separate game, but features similar events, but from a different perspective than Crysis 1. It takes you to the other side of the island where Psycho is stationed and encounters the Ceph and the Koreans as well. The story itself in Crysis Warhead is still great. It keeps the tension from the first part and, again, as said before, placed on an island in Hawaii, but on the other part of the island. The game introduces the story from Psycho's point of view. He was, after the crew has landed, he was, well, he crashed on the other side of the island as the others and is trying to survive there with his squad. The gameplay is pretty much the same. As said in Crysis 1, the game introduces new kinds of aliens, makes the game more interesting than classical alien invasion first-person shooter games. It has a great story, a lot of plot twists, as well as Crysis 1, and keeps you in the game until it's over, although it might be a bit long as the first part, but it's so interesting that you kind of probably won't get tired of it. The game introduces the events that happened on the island, which weren't introduced in the first part, but introduces them in the second part. Unlike in Crysis 1, the Koreans and the aliens are introduced through the whole game. Not like in the first part where you encountered the Korean and Vietnamese soldiers in the first part and later on encountered the Ceph. In Crysis Warhead, these two mix and both stay throughout the whole game. The gameplay is pretty much the same as Crysis 1, or the same all the way. It still is among the best first-person shooter gameplays, allows a great deal of customization with the powers and the weapons. And as said before, the powers are great. It changes the first-person shooter genre, and it allows you can obtain a lot of different guns, which can be truly customized to your own playstyle and your liking, like you want it to be. The other things are pretty much the same as in part 1. Not much has been changed except for the story. The characters, well, stay pretty much the same. The main character, Psycho, has been quite detailed, and the leader of the Koreans, those two are pretty much the most detailed characters in the whole game. And as said before a couple of times, it shows the story from Psycho's perspective on the other side of the island. The other part is presented in Crysis 1, so the first part is kind of composed from these two parts, which make together the whole game. The graphics, as old as the game goes, are awesome. Crytek really outdid themselves with these games and the graphics. It's a 6-year-old game and can still compare to the other modern day games. It allows a lot of tweaking and works on both old and newer computers. So, in my opinion, it's, as said for Crysis 1, it's one of the best first-person shooter games in the franchise, continuing the great things from part 1 and allows a truly personalized playstyle. So that would pretty much be it for this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment on the videos, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.